watching out for you. This is Newswatch 12 Midday.
Welcome back to Newswatch 12 Midday. Right now we're going to check in with Stormwatch 12 meteorologist Oliver Smith. It looks like there might be some rain amounts from today behind you.
Yeah, we picked up some decent rain in southern Oregon and along the Oregon coast as well. In fact, most of us, if we ignore Brookings for a second, picked up around 1/10 of an inch to upwards of 2/10 of an inch. In fact, Klamath Falls picked up 1/18, 1/10 of an inch here in Medford, but now we won't ignore Brookings, and we're looking at 7/10 at least since midnight. So pretty good amount of rain along the southern Oregon coast. Now in terms of our satellite and radar composite, this is a 6-hour loop. You can see we did have some rain moving in from the northwest towards the south and the east, and this is all pushing away from our area, and we'll see showers on the decrease now and continuing through the remainder part of today. In fact, we'll be looking at a pretty nice night overall. Temperatures not too bad overall either. But this big mass of clouds, this big front offshore, way offshore, this is going to be approaching our area, and this is a pretty strong system for really this time of year. It's going to increase the wind, the rain, higher elevation snow Friday night into Saturday. So if you have outdoor plans for Saturday, it is definitely not going to be the best weather. So the forecast for today, not too bad overall. Temperatures into the mid-50s east of the Cascades. We're looking at upper 30s for the Cascades over towards Crater Lake, and right around 60 to 65 degrees for most locations up and down I-5 for today, 57 for Brookings with a little bit more in the way of showers. Now tonight you'll have the best chance of seeing some fog along the Oregon coast, although some areas inland could pick up some patchy fog as well with the rain that we just picked up for today. But lows for the most part, 20s east of the Cascades, 30s into the Shasta Valley, low 40s into the Rogue Valley, and mid-40s along the Oregon coast. So for tonight, we'll have a generally clear sky, except some clouds still hanging around along the Oregon coast. As we go through the day tomorrow, starting off early, it's going to be pretty nice. We'll have just some clouds in the area, so this would be the time to, if you want to go out and get a run, best time to take your dog out for a walk would really be tomorrow morning. We get towards the afternoon, we'll start seeing some rain along the Oregon coast developing. Eventually that'll push inland. That should get here about the time if, say, you're getting off of work, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. That's probably when it's going to start to rain. And then it's really going to start to rain as we go towards Friday night. You can see a lot of rain along the Oregon coast. That'll all push inland early on Saturday morning. It's going to be pretty wet all throughout the region. In fact, you can see some of that blue. We'll be looking at some snow as well on the higher elevations. Now, in terms of rainfall amounts for today, just a couple drippy drop showers, and that's really all we're going to be looking at for the remainder part of the day. But then you can see Friday and into Saturday, it's going to be pretty wet all throughout the region. In fact, we're even going to get some pretty decent amount of rain east of the Cascades, which, as you know, is pretty hard to do. But we're going to be looking at some pretty good rain there as well. And then even along the Oregon coast, but in this particular model, it's kind of overdoing the estimate. So let's pinpoint some water amounts that we're going to be looking at. We could be looking at 1.25 inches to 2.5 inches for the coast and the coast range. And for the Cascades, maybe upwards of 1.5 inches. Here in the Rogue Valley, about 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches. So that's really, really good rain. Again, that is going to definitely soak your lawn and your garden. So this is going to be good news in terms of keeping your grass green. Now, if you want it to die off, well, we're going to have to wait for the summer heat, but this will just continue to make it grow. We're also going to be looking at the windy conditions as well for east of the Cascades. In fact, it's going to be pretty windy on Saturday. We could be looking at wind gusts around 50 miles an hour or so. So it's going to be a pretty windy day for Saturday. Now, the good news is that pollen is low today. It'll come up a little bit for tomorrow, coming down a bit more for the weekend, so Brinkley should be happy with that. 7-day forecast for the Oregon coast. We'll have temperatures staying into the 50s for the next several days. We have that chance of showers pretty much every day, but it will be pretty wet though once we go through this weekend. In Northern California, not too bad for today. Showers decreasing. Friday looking pretty nice overall, about room temperature. And then temperatures dropping off into the low 50s. Pretty wet and soggy as we get towards this weekend. For the Klamath Basin, chance of showers for today, a pretty nice day for Friday, and then we'll see rain increasing as we go Friday night into Saturday, pretty wet as we go for the next couple of days. And then early next week, we'll keep that chance of showers, but it won't be as much as this weekend. Cascades, we'll be looking at some rain and snow for the next couple of days, especially once we get over towards this weekend. Crater Lake looking at some pretty good snow, but again, that's up at 6,000 feet. And here in the Rogue Valley, temperatures not too bad, 65 to 70 for the next couple of days, much cooler and wetter for this weekend.